Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Million Dollar Media. I am your host Max Kellerhalls, and with me today we have
Trilogy, Trillaag. Throw a bunch of underscores after it until you see this pretty face.
still my favorite droid name.
Not wrong there. It definitely has a ring to it, right?
Yeah. Speaking of droids, we're talking Star Wars, specifically the Clone Wars. And we're just going to say, doing a review of the Clone Wars is kind of impossible just by the nature of it being more of an anthology story and also the fact that it's just really freaking good. And
Yeah,
probably
you would really have to break it down all the way to the arcs, which it seems as though that's what we're here to do today.
So since we all know it's good, we're just gonna double down by naming our favorite arcs of the show, specifically the top 10 best arcs in the Clone Wars. We've actually gone through and done the math on this. We've gotten a bunch of various MDM and MDM fans of us who are also Star Wars fans to fill out a form. We came up from the list of all of the arcs, broke it down to 15, and then we ranked the 15 and we took the 10 from that 15. So here are the 5 that did not make the top 10. Ready?
And I will say as well, before we get to that, looking through this list of 15, on any given day, I can make a case for any of these arcs being in top 5 easy. My top 3 were a lock, but after that, it is a crapshoot. It could feel different on any day, and any of these could change in my eyes. It's a wonder on how they were able to make so many great arcs and so many great stories within this show.
Yeah, man. Dave Filoni and George Lucas and all the artists involved. Just Lucasfilm Animation as a whole. Like, honestly, like, just to do like a quick review, I guess I could say, this is the show that saved the prequels.
Absolutely. It added context.
It added context. It added meaning. It added a lot of like love and care to that era. I can understand when people say the prequel era is their favorite era of Star Wars because of the show. Like, the level of creativity on hand throughout this entire show and the way it expanded the mythos of Star Wars in such a way is downright amazing.
Absolutely. And it's maybe not so much the movies of the prequel era, but it is with the context of this show that has made people love the prequels so much and has grown so dear to so many people's hearts at this point in time.
Yeah. So let's get on to those honorable mentions real quick. Our first honorable mention is Domino Squad arc.
Ooh, what an absolute wonderful time that one was. Starting with the beginning and Domino Squad having to go through their training on Camino.
Yep.
It was fantastic to see them go from rookies to even to the beginning of the first season, first episode, when they're out on the outpost and getting to see their full story just come all the way around back to being on Camino. It's
perfect.
It's a classic arc.
Yeah, it's a really good arc. Honestly, there won't be that much negatives said in this whole video, only because it's just going to be just a lot of praise. But I can understand why it wasn't able to make the top 10.
Yeah, it is a very niche and very dialed into a specific character concept, I guess, and really trying to flesh out these lesser known individuals that I guess kind of keeps it off, but having these relatively unknown or these regs, the shinies, finally coming into the battlefield and making you actually care about them, it is so cool to see.
Very. And also, just, we will always remember not Clone 99.
Cry every time.
Soldier till the end.
Absolutely. He's one of the brothers.
One of the brothers. The next arc that didn't make our top 10, but made the top 15, was the Geonosis arc, where they returned to Geonosis. Overall, this is where they got to really show off like how big in scale they can make these battles by recreating something that was in live action and giving it more context. You get a little bit of Ahsoka, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's not Luminara, but her Padawan, right?
Yes, I believe so.
I forgot the name of the Padawan at this very moment.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about,
but
though.
I like their
Ki-Adi-Mundis.
Yeah, he's in there too.
Seeing the second battle of Geonosis, it truly is added horror to it, especially getting to Poggle the Lesser. I guess it adds more of the culture to Geonosis and the Geonosians as well, and how the Jedi and the clones are able to kind of fight out of being outnumbered from where the droids are being manufactured.
Also, I just have to point out this arc does introduce zombies in it a bit with the Brain Invaders
Absolutely.
episode. That's a very fun episode.
Yeah.
On to the next arc is the Death Watch arc. Honestly, I can see why it's so high, but it was never my favorite. The only thing I really like about this arc is the lore that it adds to the Mandalorians.
Oh, absolutely.
People. And Obi-Wan. And especially Obi-Wan.
It gives so much of a backstory to Obi-Wan in more of his like teenage years, especially starting to get a little bit closer with Satine and getting to see like, oh, maybe he wasn't as good and pure as we had originally thought. And he does have a past and a little bit of a love life, even though we've seen him flirt with pretty much everybody in the galaxy at this point.
Flirt, not care.
flirt, yes.
Like, this is also the arc that introduced the Darksaber. I will say it's not the one that introduced the lore behind the Darksaber. That does get addressed in Rebels.
Still, the people who knew.
Exactly. And also, first time of Jon Favreau being involved in Star Wars, because he voices Pre Vizsla.
That's right.
So, this arc is very important for the future of Star Wars. But honestly, the stuff I remember is very minimum, and I think everything is fine. But we do have to move on because we still have the top 10 to do, so we got 2 more honorable mentions. Second to last honorable mention is the Order 66 arc. This is a part of the post-cancellation season, but the stuff that was released on Netflix, and it's the one where the last domino falls at the time that it was released. Fives.
It's so sad.
It is.
It very well could have ended up as a top 10 as well, simply because of that and how people treated Fives going into it, making them feel crazy. And Palpatine always has a plan at the end of the day, and that didn't work out for Fives. And luckily, there was record kept going into the actual Order 66.
I love the man on the run angle of this whole arc. But
Absolutely.
I won't say where it is on the list, but there's another arc that does the man on the run thing a little bit better.
I know what you're talking about.
But yeah, that's the last honorable mention, and I think we could kind of mention this real quick. It is the Bad Batch arc from the final season.
99.
Yeah, Clone Force 99. Honestly, as a backdoor pilot arc, because that's really what this is.
Right.
It
is a pilot. It was a soft launch.
It's a soft pilot. Honestly, I wasn't a huge fan of the first season of Bad Batch, but I think the second and third season really made up for it. So that's all I'll say about this arc, is that it's a good backdoor pilot for a show that was very fun.
I really liked it. I'm such a fan of Clone Force 99. All of them are fantastic, and their show is just great.
Yeah,
I no complaints there.
They're all great characters. And it's crazy to think that they're all voiced by the same person. And
right.
We'll get into that idea more, because I think there's an arc that really shows it off better. But acting of D.A. Bradley Baker with all of the clones is just phenomenal. But yeah, on to the top 10.
Hit it.
All right. At number 10 of the top 10 Clone Wars arcs, we have the Maul Returns arc.
Savage Opress going on a quest, finally finding his long-lost brother, and the whole trials of Savage getting to that point to go off on this mission and find his brother after, what was it, almost a decade, essentially, before we ever even caught wind that Maul would be back.
Yeah.
And in such a horrifying way, nonetheless.
My God. Yeah.
It was beautiful.
I remember this moment as a kid. When we first get to see Maul come back, it was special. Like, they built it up. Like, at first it was
talked about everywhere.
It was.
And you could hear it in school, in the hallways.
Yep.
Even from people who didn't watch Star Wars or even cared. They were talking about it.
I just remember the Cartoon Network ads, because I remember when they first announced, like, Savage Opress. And as a kid, I was like, oh my God, they're doing Maul again? No fucking way. And then I was like, oh, it's not Maul, it's a different guy. But then then they hint at like, oh, but he's out there. He might be out there. And then this arc that finally addresses it. And yeah, just, oh my God. And also I think this is the first time we get to hear Sam Witwer as Maul. And
yeah, it is.
Fuck, man.
Sam Witwer is no notes. Everything he does, he knows what he's doing. Mm-hmm. He has intention with every little voice, little crack here, the way that he inflects, he's doing it with a purpose. So whatever he does, I'm not going to complain.
Because I believe in this arc too, it does have the rematch with Obi-Wan and Maul, and then Ventress gets involved, and that's a really cool fight. I love the little joke of I'm sorry, darling, but this is not my color, or like whatever he says about the lightsaber. I thought that was really fun.
Lightsaber,
that was just really cool.
Good.
But it's just a really good arc,
especially when they jump into. Is this where we also get a little bit of Mother Talzin and her dark magic? Creating Maul's legs for the first time, or is that right after?
This is the first pair of bipedal legs that he gets. Because he's
so cool to see that and get a little bit more context to where he comes from in their culture as well.
I'm not a huge fan of the first couple legs that he has, but what I will say, the spider form that he does have, I love the idea that it's not actually made. Like, it's not built on him. It's just the dark side keeping him together.
Right. It's off of pure hatred for Obi-Wan that kept him alive for 10 years.
Exactly. Like, nothing is bolted on him at that point. It's just the Force, like, willing it together. And I think that's just...
And that's the manifestation of it.
Yeah.
Spider legs.
Dark spider form. And his horns are freaking huge, like a haircut that's just gone mad.
Yeah, right.
Oh, it's so cool. But I will say I'm not a huge fan of, like, the kangaroo legs or the, what is it, like the ostrich legs that he has. I'm not a huge fan of that. Because I just think it was
a very interesting concept.
It was a cool concept, yes, but I prefer the later.
I liked it. Cool. No, the later is better, don't get me wrong, but...
It's just a really cool arc, and I will say it's a hell of an arc to start this list off with.
Right.
Moving on, though, at number 9, we have the Water War arc.
Oh, what a cool concept as well, since we have seen water planets before in the past with Camino. To go to the Mon Cala, or that's the planet, right? Mon Cala.
It's Mon Cala, Princely Cha.
And to see the kind of differing viewpoints between the Mon Calamari and the Corran and their conflicts back and forth, it was very cool to see, especially in terms of like a class warfare almost.
It's a civil war pretty much between the two.
Oh, it absolutely is.
It's literally a race war. For lack of a better term, it's a race war.
Fair, yeah. And can never complain about Kit Fisto shirtless. So.
Oh, never. Yeah. And are you kidding me, man? It is a cool, like, leftover concept from, like, the original Clone Wars. Gendy Tartakovsky.
Yep.
Like his Clone Wars where he had, like, Kit Fisto shirtless and him doing the Water War episode there. And I like this more just because of all the lore it puts in there. I just like, this is like Clone Wars at pure creative, like,
freedom.
Freedom. Like, let's just have fun. All new concepts, all new environment, all new models that we have to make. And
this is what happens when you give Dave Filoni free reign to do whatever the hell he wants.
Yeah.
You're just gonna get something crazy off the wall like this, and it's gonna work out.
For real. I would watch this one over and over and over again because I really just love the concepts in it.
So fun. The stakes are high, and it just, but at the same time, it's very entertaining, especially to a young audience.
Yeah. I don't know. And I love the arc that Princely Cha goes on. Him kind of becoming the king that they need and learning how to
becoming a man.
Yeah. And learning to try to build bridges between the different cultures of people. And I think that was really cool.
Yeah.
And also, you can't complain without a little bit more Admiral Akbar in your life.
Right. No one's going to complain about that.
And it's really cool seeing him here. They finally give a reason why the action figure had that weird wand. And also you get to see Gungans actually be cool again. Even though the same episode that they come to save the day, they don't, which I thought was really funny. They're like, this only worked for a bit.
Right, exactly.
I don't know. I just found that to be really funny. But yeah, honestly, just Water War arc is just like a really cool Clone Wars, like pure concept. Let's just have fun with this.
Absolutely, it was, and it worked every time.
Exactly. Number 8 for the top 10 Clone Wars arcs, we have the Deserter arc. This actually includes 2 different arcs. It's kind of interesting. So the list that I went off of in making this list of like what episodes are included in each arc, this includes the Deserter arc as well as Lightsaber Lost.
That's such a weird combo of it too, because I love the Deserter arc and seeing a different side of what the clones go through sometimes.
Yeah.
And when they can't handle it, or if they feel objectionable to what they're subjected to, I guess, and one just leaves, and being able to create a family. And if I'm not mistaken, this is probably the first instance that we see on screen of interspecies kids, and especially interspecies breeding sort of deal, and like how that kind of looks and how that kind of works. And the fact that the clones are even able to have kids and that they weren't kind of like sterilized from birth, sort of like the Geonosians were when they were creating the droids.
No, yeah, it's honestly, I love just like the adult themes that this episode deals with.
So many, even how the clone, I'm forgetting his name, but how he feels about the war and how he feels about what he did, and how that has taken a toll on him going forward, and what he's doing now, and how his family sees him. And it's so cool to see that, and how he is still a soldier at the end of the day, and he will do anything to protect his family like anyone else would.
Exactly. And I love the idea that it again, because like Star Wars itself was created as a parallel to, or like a metaphor for the Vietnam War. So it's kind of interesting to see someone talk about who was literally just a draft dodger. And how they
basically,
and how Rex doesn't respect him at first, but he understands towards the end, like this is what they are fighting for. So that this guy,
when they bring the darkness to him, and when they bring the fight to his door, he understands, like, maybe what you did was right, even if I disagree with it. I can respect you for making that decision.
Exactly. I don't know. It's just like, it's a really fun way for a kid's show to tackle very adult themes of war. And
absolutely,
again, what the best thing the show has done is to humanize the clones. Especially in the movies, they don't get like a second thought as to what their characters are. They're just a means to an end. They're they're soldier group that start the Clone Wars, and then they're used as a weapon against the Jedi. But in this, in the show, they give them so much character, and that they're not just pawns. They're actually people, and they have their own wants and their own dreams, even though they are all the same person. Or they all are based off the same person, and they're all based off of like a very specific genetic code. At the end of the day, they're all family. They're all brothers with their own wants and needs.
100%, and it's so cool to see that dynamic being played out.
And this was pretty early on in the show to cover something like this. This is like season 2.
Yeah, it's season 2, episodes 9 and 10, and 11.
And yeah, I mean, the Deserter arc does include stuff like Ahsoka's lightsaber lost, which I guess, honestly, the
we'll get there here.
Yeah, like it's fun. It's a fun.
It is.
I like
teaches patience.
Yeah,
it's a very simple, cut and dry story, and it's absolutely wonderful to see. What's his name? Terrace Nube.
Yeah, he's a fun Jedi. I like him.
So cool.
I like his design. I like his overall vibe. I don't know. I just like Master Nube. But like, I mean, if we're talking, the show can introduce themes like draft dodging in a kid's show. Maybe you should also teach kids about patience. So, you know.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, that's kind of what I like about it. Is there any...
If we're going to smack you over the head with an absolute banger of a concept, you might as well give you something a little to digest, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
I think we can move to 7.
All right. At number 7, we have the Mortis Gods arc.
This went in at 7?
Uh-huh. Crazy, right? I mean, I'll say this.
Wow.
It is a game-changing arc in Star Wars.
Understatement.
Yeah, it changes the way you see everything in Star Wars. I don't know. I think this one, the only thing I can say about it is that it's just so high concept for not only a kid's show, but also changing everything we know about Star Wars.
Yeah, it's high fantasy right there.
It really is. It's some balls to the wall sci-fi
Wow.
and fantasy.
Especially because we have basically two separate shows that have built everything on this concept as well, being in Rebels and in the Ahsoka series as well. Like,
also, I should point out,
that blows my mind.
I know that we did say this is where Sam Witwer was introduced as Maul earlier in the first arc that we talked about, or at least in this list. However, I believe this is the first time Sam Witwer got to be on the show as the brother.
Yes, yeah, I believe so. Because Maul wasn't until what, season 4?
Yes, but yeah,
to just go from a very mundane, just kind of flyover and being sucked into this, I don't want to say parallel universe, but a space outside of time and space, essentially.
Yep.
And these three gods just coming to you, with one being the full embodiment of the light side, being in the sister, the full embodiment of the dark side and the brother, then the one who has to try and keep balance between those two, or at least peace between those two, and the father, and how he's symbolized going forward through the entire thing, and having the brother lashing out constantly and taking hold over Obi-Wan and Ahsoka, and having the two basically come to a stalemate at the hands of Anakin Skywalker, and Anakin being able to tame both of them at the same time. Like, you come to the impasse of the father saying, "Hey, take my place." And this is where you end up having the sister die by the brother's hands, and with Ahsoka as well, and the sister imbuing herself into Ahsoka. And now you have, what is it, Morai?
The
little owl.
Dave Filoni and his owls.
That has followed Ahsoka around ever since.
Everywhere.
It is so cool I love this arc. It was my top 3, and
it's a good arc.
Shame on the fan base.
Hey.
Shame on you. Shame on your cow.
Well, I will say, like, another thing that you haven't addressed is what I love, and I will always remember about this arc, is Anakin getting a glimpse into his future and seeing like him become Darth Vader. And what I love is that he actually is like, no, there's no way I will, and I will not allow this to happen.
And then he's forced to forget.
Yeah, which honestly I understand, but I remember as a kid I was like, that's a cop out. But I was like, for canon's sake, yeah, I understand why. Yeah. Otherwise, he's willingly like doing what he's doing for the rest of the show, which could have been a cool concept. But I do think like, yeah, okay, it makes sense. But for that brief bit of him like saying in his own Anakin way of like, I must do this because I don't want this to happen, which has always been his character. He gets a glimpse of the future and he freaks out and bad shit happens. Which I think is just, it's peak. The acting's great. The lore is great. But yeah, otherwise it's just very high concept. And I can understand why it may not be everybody's favorite, but what it does introduce is very interesting. And the Force stuff has always been interesting to me in Star Wars. I mean, it's kind of the bread and butter of Star Wars. But sometimes I do think, like, the more you go into it and the more you do explain stuff, it ceases to become... interesting.
This mystical sort of thing just kind of keeps as this,
like, the moment you introduce
mystical thing,
there's gods,
it is a mystical,
and stuff like that. I'm like, what?
The moment you start putting rules around it, the less interesting it becomes.
But I think what they have done with this concept as of recently has been really cool. And like, I'm just waiting for whatever they're gonna do in Ahsoka season 2 of just like really just full on just committing to this idea.
100%. And I hope they end up bringing in the mother.
Ooh.
I forget her name. Oh, what's her name?
I don't know. Was there a mother?
Not in the show, no, but in lore.
Oh, that would be really cool.
Abeloth. Mother Abeloth. That's it. She is terrifying.
That'd be cool.
And her story is tragic as well. So that's a whole different story. That's a whole different thing. That's a tangent. That's a sidebar.
All right. I think we can move on then to number 6.
All right.
At number 6, we have the Citadel arc.
Ooh, that one's really fun as well.
I love when Clone Wars just has these really fun arcs where it's just one story, one mission, and it's all your favorite characters put into this really really fun, downright, it can be its own movie kind of thing.
Right.
Like the idea
it was a very contained story.
I mean, just not only the callbacks to the original trilogy with the fact that they have to go in frozen in carbonite, that's fun. But the cherry on top of all of this shit is Tarkin is one of the people there with the information, and you get to see Anakin and Tarkin work together for the first time. And
you get to see how much of a piece of shit Tarkin's been this entire time.
Exactly. He's always been an asshole.
He's always just been this conniving little shit.
Yeah. Like, no one likes him. Everybody just tolerates him. Actually, no. Anakin likes him because he's like, he's got a point.
Right.
It's just so
fantastic foreshadowing.
It is. I just love this arc. I love the villain who's inspired by Christopher Walken. I just think that's funny.
That is funny.
I love the planet. I love the clones get an interesting dynamic here with the loss of Echo. It's just really interesting. I love Ahsoka's character throughout this too, where she's learning to become a little bit more independent and stuff like that. I don't know. It's just it's just fun. It's just a fun arc that has some really good stakes to it because of them being stuck on this planet. It reminds me of all those good prison escape movies that you would see just on TV growing up. It has all those good tropes. Yeah. Is there anything else you have to say about the Citadel arc?
I really don't. No. It's a very good from beginning to ends. It's a very contained story, but it is a very character driven as well. And it's so cool to see, especially certain characters like your Ahsoka and some of the clones kind of flesh out their characters even more and have their own independence outside of just the core 3, I guess.
Yeah. I think we can move on then to number 5.
Yeah.
At number 5, we have the Obi-Wan undercover arc.
Oh, this is where we're getting into the box.
Yes.
This is probably one of the most fun stories I personally go back to constantly. Just because the box as a standalone episode, I think this is why I got really into the Saw movies.
Yeah,
is because it is essentially just this giant trap.
It's a big
that they have to find their way out of, and if you can't manage that, then you are dead. That is, there's no coming back. It is pass or die. So the fact that you got this such an elaborate plan to kill Obi-Wan Kenobi, take over the identity of the assassin, go to prison, get in good with this gang, and then to end up leading them to eventual safety. It's such a wild concept, but once you watch it, it works. It is perfect.
Yeah.
It is so much fun from beginning to end. And then, of course, Anakin's reaction at the end is just the cherry on top.
It's a fun, undercover story, like a man within the game kind of thing. That's just really cool. But the characters they choose to bring out in this arc are just so fun. This is my favorite of Cad Bane.
Absolutely.
Up to this point, Cad Bane has always been a threat and a really cool presence. But this is really where you start to get to know him as a character, and I really like his character. He is a gunslinger, he is a bounty hunter, but at the end of the day, he still has this weird code of honor, or this honor among killers that I find
a little bit of weird morality.
Yeah, he will gun you down for no reason. Actually, no, he has a reason. Your hat looks nice, but
no, it was his hat.
Exactly. But if you try to backstab someone and he sees it, he will call you out and say, "No, kill him like a man, fight like a man, do this." The weird morality they give this character. And honestly, at the end of it all, when Obi-Wan does reveal himself and Cad Bane sees it, he's just I honestly do kind of feel bad for Cad Bane because he did trust Reiko Hardin. Like,
He absolutely did.
I kind of felt bad because like he vouched for him. He put all of this faith and trust in this person. And
Yeah, Reiko Hardin was trying to like lead everyone, and everyone was so skeptical, but Cad Bane just kind of went along with it, and he was like, you know what? I mean, he ain't half bad at this moment, so
yeah,
we could do what we can.
and he managed to like lead the Cad Bane led the team because Moral Weevil was getting too petty. Like that was just really cool. I mean, I like Moral Weevil. He's just a weird little creep in the Star Wars universe.
So many of these bounty hunters finally get some screen time.
Embo.
And they absolutely shine. Embo. Oh, love Embo.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see him in the new movie.
Yeah, I that's exciting too. I will say, like, I know everybody's like, oh yeah, Glub Shido, but you know what? Fuck it. Embo's cool.
Right. Embo's cool.
It's just a really good arc. I mean, not only do you get this really cool man on the inside gain kind of assassination attempt storyline, but to top it off at the very end with a really, really cool lightsaber fight with Anakin and Dooku, where Dooku he figured out the plot, and so he just goes in on him on his own to kidnap Palpatine.
Oh yeah,
it's a really cool fight, and I love in that fight you get to see like Palpatine really see Anakin for the first time, like, oh, interesting. Like he's kind of getting the upper hand on him here.
Yeah, it was very cool to see that as well.
And Anakin's reaction throughout this entire arc is really interesting.
That's what I was gonna bring up.
Oh, go on.
His trust of not only Obi-Wan but the Jedi Order as a whole, and how they're all just kind of pieces to this puzzle rather than actual people. And seeing how he's reacting to this, and he doesn't sort of trust, and he kind of feels as though he has to keep secrets in order to continue on.
Yeah. And honestly, I would remember this moment when I'm killing all those Jedi. I'm just like, yeah, they fucking just did not care for my well-being and just completely lied to me and just used me as a pawn. They use my relationship with my master to sell this lie. Like, it's fucked up. So
maybe Anakin just wasn't a good actor. They needed the real emotion.
That joke works on so many levels.
Absolutely, it does.
We love you, Hayden Christensen. You've really
absolutely love that man. But you know, the joke was there.
It was there. That was good. Honestly, we have to move on. That was a good fucking joke. I can't one up that. Well, I know we're the top 5, but the top 4, man. Oh, they're so fucking good. At number 4, we have Maul Rules Mandalore arc. Oh man,
getting Savage and Maul back together at their run and shit. And then you have the absolute goat show up. You get Palpatine going crazy. You get Satine's death as Obi-Wan stares on.
Yeah, honestly, this arc is so good. Like, I will always remember
underrated
this.
Even.
I mean, this arc has everything. It has Maul, it has the fun, like, underworld aspect of Star Wars with all these really cool alien gangs and crime syndicates. You got the Pikes, you got the
Black Sun,
and
the Mandalorians.
I was just about to bring up, like, Mandalorians there with Pre Vizsla and the Darksaber back. Like, that's all really cool. And then by episode 3, when Pre Vizsla managed to change the warrior ways back to Mandalore. And I thought that was really interesting. And then Maul just uses that manipulation, and you get a really cool fight. It's a fight that alludes to the Jedi v Mandalorian wars.
Oh yeah, I think that's the common thread here, is that a lot of these arcs bring in certain planets' culture and kind of give an in-depth analysis of that, even if it's through some third-party narrative story. Like it does show and highlight certain aspects of these planetary cultures, and it's so cool to deep dive into these things, and the world building, it's undeniable.
I mean, you get the 2 cultures of Mandalore, like the Mandalore of New, who want to
the neutral, the peacekeepers, and then you have the warriors.
I mean, their planet, they live in domes. Like, their planet has been so war-ridden that it's unlivable except for these very specific areas. So it's understandable why they changed their ways, but you can understand, like, hey, you can't just completely neuter yourselves, otherwise you're left defenseless. But even then, once you try to change ways like that, then people want to claim that honor, because that's what that Mandalorian system is like, it's a king of the hill kind of situation, where it's like, okay, if I get on top, someone will come after me, and then someone else will come on top, and that's kind of what the Darksaber brings. It's the curse of it,
basically.
And
it's the rule of the strong. The strong will survive. It's dog eat dog.
And Maul just uses that. But that last episode of this arc, like, just so good. I mean, you already talked about, like, the Obi-Wan stuff. Maul has become, like, this Joker-like figure in his life. Just constantly,
he absolutely is.
Constantly taking stuff away from Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan finding a way to hold that pain and move on through it and still come out the better end, while Maul just lives in it. Like, he lives for that pain, and you see what happens.
Absolutely.
But
can you imagine how much that throne room has seen?
Oh yeah.
The walls of that throne room. Oh my god.
I mean, we may get to that.
That's a whole episode in its own.
And then it's hard to say if it's my favorite lightsaber fight of all time. That might be a whole different episode. However, this might be one of my favorite lightsaber fights. One, because you get various different kinds of styles. You get Maul, weirdly enough, with a one-bladed style.
Right. Well, I mean, he is wielding the Darksabers.
Yeah, but for the most part, up until the end of the fight, but still. And then finally, Palpatine, Sidious, rocking up.
Coming in unbothered.
Oh my god, it's so peak. It's peak. It's peak. And
that might be a top 5, for sure.
And you really get to see just how terrifying he is. Because, like, I know people don't love his fight in the movie, but that's, like, the restrictions of live action. But in animation,
unfortunately,
they just are like, he's just a whirlwind of terror. Like, this little decrepit old man is just dog walking them.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
He didn't break a sweat during that entire fight, and they are going full strength.
It is perfect. The fight is awesome.
I was hoping for a 720 spin, though.
He might have. I think he did.
Probably did.
I mean, it's just a really good fight. You can tell where everybody is at all times. They all have their own unique styles, but the drama behind the situation. I mean, this is where Savage sadly leaves us. And I like in the moment they do say, like, I was never like you. And kind of like a meta commentary of, like, look, he was never Maul, but I mean,
he was supposed to be until people started getting mad, and they did.
Yeah. But I like Savage. He's a cool character and concept, but I wish they gave him more, like, layers. But I think in this moment it was nice to see them, like, give him a respectable death, or like a moment.
Yeah.
That arc is just peak.
It's truly a wonderful arc.
I'm glad it's this high up. Is there anything else you want to say before we talk about number 3?
I think we can move on.
Because it's interesting that with number 3 we have the Siege of Mandalore arc.
The Siege of Mandalore arc is at 3.
Mm-hmm.
This is my personal number 1.
It was mine too. But I will say this was an interesting list of, like, how the numbers just landed up certain ways.
Yeah, some people didn't like this one, or they just didn't realize what it actually was, because, wow.
Yeah, I mean, the finale. This is the series finale.
And in my personal view, there is no better Star Wars than this.
No, I agree.
This really encapsulates what Star Wars is to its fullest degree.
Mm-hmm. No, you're right.
Yeah.
You get everything in this arc. I'm sorry.
Back to the throne room.
Yep.
We get the beautiful, I guess, homecoming for Ahsoka, coming back to the 501st and seeing their painted helmets, going out to Mandalore, finding Maul there, and him realizing, oh, I was hoping for Kenobi, but no, you had to come instead. That wonderful fight leading all the way up to the top of the domes, and
I know.
Maul screaming out, "Let me die, let me fall, let me be done with all of this." And then Order 66. coming in with victory and death, having to fight all the way through the carrier, only to end up crashing and burning down at the very bottom. Back to what we were saying before, shout out Fives for leaving the tape and giving Ahsoka and Rex a chance to actually get Rex better and find a way out of this. And then the final shots of the series.
Yeah, that, I know we have 2 other arcs, and I do agree. I understand why they're up there, and I kind of agree with them, and I understand why they're there.
Okay.
But in my opinion, my favorite shot in all of Star Wars is the last shot of this show.
I have it as the background of my phone.
It's so good. It's Jesse's helmet. It has the painted on symbol of the Republic. You see Vader's reflection in the visor as almost like a crack, and it's just this decrepit helmet in the snow. It's this sad image of all this story, all these really fun stories, even the stories that we have covered and will cover soon, have all led up to this moment, and it means nothing. Or
and then the visual of Vader holding the blue lightsaber that he had handed Ahsoka.
To show.
Cried.
It's so good.
I'm crying a lot during some of these. What the hell?
I know. It's one of my favorite shots in Star Wars because I feel like a lot of Star Wars now, and then I think just in general media, has kind of become a little bit too fast paced. And like it's just like mile a minute, like get go. But allowing this moment of no dialogue, just pure imagery and great score by Kevin Kiner. All of it just leads to this moment that I just think is like one of my favorite Star Wars moments of all time. Because it ultimately just shows the tragedy of war, of just like all this fighting and all these stories and all these friends and enemies you made along the way ultimately mean nothing in the passage of time. Like you're just left here as like a memorial for all of what you've done. And like, what does it all mean in the end? And it's just... And like friends have become enemies, allies have now become friends, sides have switched. It's just a beautiful image. And I was just shocked for like a Star Wars show to actually have. Like, I mean, you know what? I shouldn't say a Star Wars show. A show that debuted on Cartoon Network and then on Disney Plus to have an image that powerful. It was just great. I mean, you've covered most of what happens in this arc in a beautiful way. And I agree with all of that. And just to say, like, I love to make the last lightsaber fight in that show be mocapped and you bring back Ray Park.
They did not hold back the double jump with the...
And you can tell
about it.
You can tell when the animation's like, we're mocapping now. And it's good. It's good mocap.
Yeah.
Like, it's good fight choreography. I do think the best lightsaber stuff of the Disney era was in the Acolyte. However, I do think this is like some of the best lightsaber fights in the Disney era of things.
Without a doubt.
And I'm excited to see, because at the time of recording, not all of Maul Shadow Lord has come out, but I am excited to see if they do bring back that mocap style. But yeah, just... You would almost want this to be the end of our video, but we still have more.
Considering the way these numbers are falling, it might be D Squad arc that ends up being number 1.
No.
Come on, George Lucas's favorite arc isn't going to make the top 10?
Look, I love George.
It's his favorite.
I know. I love George,
but...
but I think he's fucking with people there. He's a little shit sometimes.
Has to be. He's a troll for that one, that's for sure. Sorry, George. All right. On to 2.
At number 2, we have the Umbara arc.
Oh, Umbara.
Right?
What an absolute shit show that ended up being.
I know.
Having the turning over to the Pong Krell, the guy that universally you just love to hate this guy.
I know.
There is nothing redeemable about him from the very beginning. The lack of respect he has and how they end up turning on each other, but without even knowing, and having to take that back and turning Pong Krell in, and the ultimate execution of that.
Yeah.
And also how the clones react in their view of Pong Krell, and how do we court-martial one of our superiors? How do we take that power back?
Take on a Jedi?
That too. That too.
I mean,
There is.
the thing
Yes.
I love, like the meta-ness of this, is that they literally created the coolest possible like concept for a Jedi. A dude with 4 arms and he wields 2 double-bladed lightsabers. And he's giant.
One of Dex's species.
But to really make it like you piece of shit, is he's always in the back. He basically just throws them in a meat grinder. Like they mean nothing to him. And I love, again, like we talked about with the Deserter arc, this is the arc that really brings the idea of these clones are people. Even though they're bred for war, they're still people. They still have wants,
conscious. They still have decisions. Yeah.
They are brothers together. And again, for a family TV show to talk about military leaders just throwing people's lives away for the sake of gaining land.
Oh, what? You mean soldiers shouldn't follow horrible orders? Such a...
Don't get political in my Star Wars video, Gavin.
I didn't say anything.
Save that for Andor. No, just kidding.
Not wrong. But no, even down to like the leadership styles that we see.
Yeah, exactly.
Of, exactly what you were speaking on of Pong Krell being in the back with all the clones leading up front versus, oh man, we used to have Anakin who would be in front of us.
In the trenches with us.
Leading the charge versus, I'm going to give orders from a tent back here where it's safe.
When he could literally take on everything. That's the fun meta-ness of this. He's such a cool concept, but he's like, he doesn't do anything.
Yeah, he's a chicken shit heel.
Exactly. And I think that's just like the frustration it builds in this series. And I've heard 2 sides of this argument when it comes to the ending of this character. On one hand, I do agree with the idea of, I think it's a bit of a cop-out to say that he turned to the dark side.
He wanted to. On
the other hand, it does go to show you that people like him are only in it for themselves.
Which in a way is the dark side.
Exactly.
You have to lean into it. He wanted to be a part of the dark side. He said he wanted to find Dooku and train under him. But at the same time, he had a grasp of what the dark side actually was.
Exactly. Again, on one hand, it shows like, yes, like I understand the argument for like, again, it is a family show. You do want your bad guys to stay bad. So the idea of like, we just are committing him to be in the dark side. And it would, if you were to have kept him alive as, or at least court-martialed in some way, it would have been really interesting to show like the idea that there are Jedi out there who just don't care. Like they are only in it. They don't see these people as people. They're only in it to like on paper save the day.
Yeah, they're playing chess with people.
Yeah, which you do get people like that in real life who are technically on our side, but they do not care about the people underneath them. They just throw them to the meat grinder. They allow these poor men and women to their deaths.
Let's not get political on our Star Wars show, Max. Uno reverse on that one, bud.
I love Star Wars Community. But yeah, like you do get people like that in real life, so I would have appreciated if they were to have kept that meta-ness in it. But what I like is that the show does then say, like, keeps it within its world of like, well, no, like people who do that are evil.
It's the dark side, yeah.
Let's not sugarcoat it here. And I think honestly, Gavin, and I guess I should say myself, we should get political. People who do that are evil. It doesn't matter whose side they're on. They're evil.
Should not matter.
Yeah, and I guess now, ironically, the fact that it is so black and white, and they're saying fuck the red tape, it's bad to do that. I kind of appreciate it more as an adult, which is weird. You would think I'd be more cool with like more levels of gray, but I kind of, as an adult, like
nuance and all that. No, it's a good reminder so that when you do happen to see it out in the real world where there is nuance, there is gray, you can decode it yourself.
Because that's where they love to hide, in the gray.
Absolutely. It's good seeing it in black and white sometimes. It's refreshing, I'll say.
Yeah. Like, I love Rex's character and the way he, like, is played in this. Like, he is by the book. Like, he is all about the rules. It's just that he has dealt with a leader who isn't. So, when he has to deal with a leader who is so by the book, it's such a culture shock to him because he's like...
He doesn't understand it. He doesn't get it. It's not how he operates.
He's going from someone who does have compassion for those who are beneath him, like status-wise,
Yeah.
Even to the point where, like, the first time we ever see Rex and Ahsoka meet, he tells her, like, so I'm your commander. And she's like, honestly, experience outranks everything. To a person who's just like, I just outrank you in everything. Deal with it. Like, it's just it messes with him. And I love Jesse and Five's kind of interaction throughout this arc. Rest in peace, Hardcase.
Moral quandaries that go in between each and every one of them.
I even like the Umbarans. Like, this
That was so cool.
Like, their technology is advanced, and they are on this jungle planet. I mean, this is a series that really plays into the Vietnam War themes, and it's great for it.
Because they had to, like, live underground, and they had to wear masks if they were to be above it and stuff like that, if I'm not mistaken.
They know the terrain better. They have better technology. Yeah, like, all those themes are played in this. And even down to, like, the political stuff we're talking about, leadership just throwing them to the meat grinder kind of idea. Very influenced by the Vietnam War. I mean, hell, like, any modern day war, if you really want to think about it. And one that's going on.
It's guerrilla fighting, yeah.
Oh, and fuck, man, they even talk about friendly fire in this arc.
Yeah, they do.
Like, especially in an idea where they all look the same. They all
I don't think we've gotten that deep into this portion of it.
Like, the idea you're killing your fellow brother, and when you take off their helmet,
it's you.
It's you.
That would have to be kind of scary. That the guy that you just shot, that you thought was your enemy, you take off his helmet and you see your face. Ooh, that's gonna mess you up a little bit.
Which I just now realized is a reference to episode 5.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah,
I didn't think about that. Huh.
That's a great correlation.
Yeah, I never even thought of it until right now, until we just started talking about it. But yeah, just that idea. I love this arc. And the shot of the clones putting on their helmets as they walk to go arrest Krell.
It's so awful. And that's why I love it.
Yeah. It's just...
it breaks your heart.
And I love, like, the final moments of this arc where it's not a victory. Like, no one won in this end.
No.
They're all horrified.
If there was any bout for PTSD out of this entire show, it's this arc.
Exactly. And they haven't seen the sun for days.
That doesn't help.
Yeah, and they're just all, like, looking down, like, what's the point? Like, when this is all over, what are they gonna even do with us? Like, when they say that, I was like, fuck, man.
Yeah, watching this, you deserve a Purple Heart after it.
Yeah, we can talk about it now, because I will say the next arc that we do talk about doesn't really go into this idea. But, like, the idea of the clones, the levels and layers they give them in this show is just amazing. D. Bradley Baker in this episode, in these arcs, is so good. And he conveys all of that. And he makes each of these characters so unique when they are all the same person.
And I think that's the beauty of it. Well, let's give some D. Bradley Baker glaze here for a minute.
Yeah.
Because truly it is spectacular to see his process through videos that they have released and interview clips and things from conventions and all like that. Like, but he would assign a word to someone, and that adjective that would kind of describe that character and who they are and how they would speak is how he would interpret it, to the point, and he got so comfortable that he would just go into the booth and be able to start firing things off. For example, like, who was the sniper in Clone Force 99?
Crosshair?
Yeah, Crosshair. He had written down Snake for him, so he kind of gave him that little bit of slither in his voice, and he would do that for each and every single one of these clones, even if it was a reg, and it would influence how he would play these characters. And it was so beautiful that he was able to embody so many people throughout this entire show. We've spoken about it so much, and how his acting has been able to influence these characters and have them grow over multiple seasons, and to give them their own arcs as well.
I think the Umbara arc is just the perfect example of that. I mean, there's an entire show of the Bad Batch where you can really see him, like, flex that, but just in my opinion, like, this is the arc that really makes the clones special.
Oh yeah.
All right, that was our number 2, though. So we do have one more.
On to number 1.
At number 1 of the top 10 bestest Clone Wars arcs, we have Ahsoka on the Run. I was shocked when I saw this number 1, but the more I think about it, I get it. The level of emotion that this episode does bring, and the importance in the overall Star Wars saga this has. Yeah, it's number 1. I get it.
I mean, hell, I think I had it at 3. it's just so beautiful to have Ahsoka being set up for a crime that she didn't commit, being taken into custody, having to go through her entire trial trying to prove that she's innocent, and then kicked out of the Jedi Order before anything's able to happen so that she can face trial in front of the Republic instead. It's honestly horrifying to see that the processes that were put in place for the Jedi Order didn't hold up and that they weren't able to protect their own and prove their innocence, while you do have the one person who actually cared about her the entire time, Anakin, going out and trying to find these clues and try to find the person who actually did it, only to come to find out that it's Barriss Offee and Ahsoka's best friend at that time, and to kind of take her down through that and chase Ahsoka down to even get her to the point of, hey, let's do this by the book. I had your back. We can do this. And then once everything is proven, she just can't go back to it because it was only one person versus the entire order being able to have her back.
Yeah, I also think
beautiful.
Ashley Eckstein, this is her best work, honestly, as this character. And I mean, from the birth, or at least the introduction of this character, we have always been curious about where is this going, because she's not in episode 3,
so she would have to die off,
so
or be written off, that we never actually thought about.
It's such a heartbreaking arc for everything that you've said, but it's just like, it gives you the same feeling that you get watching episode 3, where you know it has to happen, but you hate seeing it happen.
But you don't want it to.
Yeah, you don't want it to happen. And I love just all of the different things that happen in this arc with, like, you get to see more of, like, the underbelly of Coruscant, which is always my favorite stuff. Even when they did it in Andor, like, just being on Coruscant and how they handled that was just so cool. And in this...
Wish we had 1313, but that's a side thing.
Yeah, I know. And I just found out Wilson Benthel from Daredevil Born Again was supposed to be
supposed to be in it.
He was supposed to be the main character. Yeah. I'm like, fuck, man. But, I mean, you do get a lot of that element in this arc specifically, and you get, like, Ventress, who is in the same boat as her, and you get to see her having to handle, like, being on the run, and, like, she gets thrown into this for no reason. She's like, I don't want anything to do with this. Like, it's just so fascinating to see these two characters, one who has been thrown away by her master and her order, both orders, actually, and then this one who is still trying to keep on hope of, like, hey, my master will help me, my master will do this, and then, like, her order lets her down. And you get a little bit of that Tarkin in here being like a total dick the entire time. And honestly, it does make me think, like, why would Anakin respect him at this point? But I guess
it's the authoritarian in him.
Yeah, I guess he's just like, look, I just gotta work with him because my boss says I do. But I mean, just the last moments of Ahsoka just walking away. Like, at the time, that was the finale, wasn't it? That was the finale.
Yeah, that was supposed to be the finale.
What a heartbreaking shot that is. It just like she didn't die. She just walked away. She saw the writing on the wall and just said, I can't do this. This is not what I stand for. This is not what the Jedi are supposed to be. Honestly, if you were to have told me that right after that moment, episode 3 happened and Anakin did what he did,
I'd believe it.
I'd believe it. I'd be like, yeah, fuck these guys.
And that exactly to that. Back to the box arcs as well. This also adds to Anakin's distrust of the Order and how he views being able to do what he did as well.
Yeah,
because what the hell? You could have found and proven that she was innocent, but you didn't.
Yeah,
you didn't care. You fed her to the wolves through a kangaroo court and just let it be.
And honestly, if I were to have gotten in trouble, what would you do for me?
Exactly.
And it makes more sense as to why he went to such lengths to, like, try and save Padme. Because he's like, they're not going to help me. They will kick me out. They will do everything in their power to take me down. And I can't have that happen. And then you see Palpatine use this pain and distrust and be like, yeah, it's just...
use it to manipulate him.
Yeah. Is this the biggest action in the series? No. Is it the flashiest arc? No. Does it have the best lightsaber fight? It has a great lightsaber fight.
It has a great one, especially close quarters like that. Fantastic.
I will say it is funny, which, like, you Jedi are all about violence, proves her wrong by pulling out a second lightsaber. Oh, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, but you are also talking to Anakin,
Yeah,
walk him
exactly.
down Skywalker. Like, if
When he,
anything,
like-
he's gonna pull the blade.
Just slams her up against a tree. So violent. Like, you get that little bit of Vader in him just by using the Force to choke her up. Oh, just back to my point. But, like, yeah, it's not the biggest in scale of what happens. Like, this isn't a starship coming out of orbit onto a planet, crashing down, this epic thing. This isn't a month-long campaign on a foreign planet. This is just a Jedi on the run kind of story, and it has the best emotion and the biggest overall impact in the Star Wars saga.
Made the stakes feel so high because of the personal connection that you've built with these characters over however many years at that point. And now you finally get to see the ends.
From a character that the fan base outright hated and
despised.
Yeah, they were not having her. And damn it, I think I might have teared up the first time watching this. Just like, again, that last shot. But it's just, honestly, Star Wars is all about redemption. And fuck, man, did she get redeemed.
Absolutely. It was wonderful.
Yeah.
In the worst kind of ways.
It is. Yeah.
You're sitting there ugly crying, me back to my crying. And it just getting to see that relationship fall apart on not so mutual terms, but on good terms nonetheless.
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking. So yeah, bringing back Ahsoka in season 7, it's truly wonderful that her story has been able to continue for as long as it has, even if this was supposed to be the plan to finish for her.
And I mean, hell, one of rare few characters that made a successful jump to live action.
Absolutely. And hopefully we get more and more and more.
Yeah, I am excited to see Ahsoka season 2 because I do think that they can improve on from the first season.
I hope they bring in more Treasure Planet references.
Yes, please.
I just want it to be canon.
I think we can end it off there. Man, I love Star Wars.
Yeah. I love Star Wars. Love Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Love Dave Filoni. Love Sam Witwer. Love Ashley Eckstein.
Matt Lanter.
Matt Lanter. D. Bradley Baker. Who's Obi-Wan.
James Arnold Taylor.
Thank you. Every single person in this cast, they can do no wrong in my eyes when it comes to the Clone Wars style of animation. They know their characters inside and out, and they prove it time and time again. I
believe the next thing that we should be talking about in both $1 Million Media and Star Wars related stuff is Maul. We're going to be talking about Maul.
Hey.
I'm enjoying it so far. I think it's improving from every episode. Oh, another Star Wars thing we are going to be talking about very soon is we're going to be doing a Mandalorian retrospective for every season of The Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett, but you know.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And then we're also going to be talking about the Mandalorian and Grogu. And if that's not your style, if you're not a Star Wars fan, I don't know how you got through this episode, but if you want to see some other stuff, we are going to be talking about various movies that have come out. We also have some Marvel stuff, a lot of Marvel stuff coming out. And if you're also a big film nerd, we're also going to be talking about Christopher Nolan this summer. So stay tuned for that series of videos. But yeah, that's all I'm going to say for this. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. With me today, we had
Trilogy, TRILLAG. Throw a bunch of underscores till you see this pretty face.
I've been Max Kellerholz. Thank you guys. May the Force be with you. Keep watching Star Wars. Keep watching our videos.